Whoa, that's really close. Hi, hi guys. Welcome to Horses and Biscuits. We're back after a few weeks away, and we're back to talk about Rocking Horse Media and the crazy universe and brilliant universe that they're creating. Everything's coming together in such a beautiful way. We spent a bit of time at Pod Aid talking to Orla and Dean about how things have progressed from the beginning right up to now. But we, you know what? I think I've got a video to show you exactly how big this universe has grown. Take a look at this.
I am Orla Jones, and I will be playing the lead role of Izzy Orchard in our upcoming care home drama series, Henry House. But you might already know that. What you might not know is just how many people are now involved in Henry House. We have people from Glasgow to Cardiff, from all walks of life and everywhere in between, and I think it's time for you to meet them all. I am Orla Jones, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Susan Talbot, and I am in Henry House.
I'm Michelle Jennings, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Anna Redden, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Amy Jude, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Emma Nicole, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Heather Michael, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Kirsty Pierce, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Gavin Fraser, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Bryony Wilkes, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Steve Ryan, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Simon Fisher-Becker, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Martin Chick, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Frances Brody Aldridge, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Robbie G, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Dean Raymond, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Jodie Breakwell, and I'm in Henry House.
G'day, I'm Joseph McGrail Baytup. I'm from Canberra, Australia, and I'm in Henry House.
I am Louis. I am in Henry House. Spot on.
I'm Ryan Jones, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Kate Harris, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Sharon Calder, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Joshua Gill, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Karen Campbell, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Sam Simcox, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Steve Smith, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Brooke Fleming, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Colin Spall, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Jim Woodward, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Paul McGoran, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Stuart Faulkner, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Suzanne Scott, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Connor Thomas, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Annalie Jarvis, and I am in Henry House.
I'm Will Denison, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Hanishka Telichkan, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Samantha Davis, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Ben Hall, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Mary Dondo, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Alan Bennett, I'm in Henry House.
My name is Sam Aureli, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Ben Bertrand, and I'm in Henry House.
I'm Betty Carter, and I'm in Henry House.
So, that's nearly everybody in Henry House. But who's playing Paul?
Hello, I'm Fraser Hines, and I'm in Henry House.
So there we go. That's the cast and crew all coming together, all looking fantastic. And, you know, we've seen all them come together. A lot of those guys come from the workshops that we mentioned before. And I'm really, really glad that they're going to be part of the team. But there are a few people we feel like in the industry that maybe don't get the recognition they deserve. And that's the people behind the cameras that make things look good, that make things sound good, and make things run well as far as continuity is concerned. So we're going to speak to a few people that we have met along the way. First of all, I'm going to introduce Anna Redding.
Oh.
Anna was slating at the weekend for the filming of the weekend of the pilot. We also have Sarah O'Mahony. I was like, I'm definitely going to pronounce that right, and I never didn't. I butchered it. Sarah, you were script supervisor at the weekend. Thank you for joining us. And a young gentleman who I had the pleasure of working with myself when we were filming at Lincoln Davis, a fantastic cameraman for the future, and that's James. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. How are you all? Are you good?
Yep.
Yeah, we're good, thank you.
Yeah. So we're going to talk a bit about the weekend that you guys participated in. The first weekend of filming that TV pilot. It's a really important weekend because that's where the momentum starts. And I know that it was a very tight deadline. I know there are a few issues, especially with the camera, that we talked about. Gareth spoke to me about, which pushed everything back. But by the sounds of it, you guys absolutely smashed it. We'll go around the room. And we'll talk about how you thought about the weekend and how you dealt with it. Did you enjoy it? And we'll start with you, James. How are you enjoying your time with Rocking Horse?
Honestly, yeah, it's just been kind of scary at first, as you'd imagine, going into something as big as this with this many people. But when you get into it and everyone just gets along really well, it's been amazing. And really to get experience in this industry, especially the project with as many talentless people as there are in this, it's been incredible. And even with the pushbacks we had, everyone just got on with it when we were all set to go, and it didn't really affect us too badly at all. So it's just been eye-opening, but amazing. Yeah.
I mean, I have been on set when things come against it. Things got really difficult when we were filming the feature. Izzy versus Jess. They had like a ridiculous amount of scenes to film in such a short space of time, and it was like, we're not going to do this, and they did it. I think they're just stressed for no reason. They're good, And as far as camera, as being a camera assistant alongside the DOP, which is Rob. Yeah, how is it working with him? Is he nice to work with?
Rob is probably the most perfect person for this role, especially for someone like me, because he knows everything. He'll say that he doesn't, but he really does. And he's great, but he can't be everywhere at once, which is kind of why I'm helping out with him and everything. But he knows everything about lighting as far as we need it, and he's perfect with the camera. He gets amazing shots, and teaching me how to kind of get to grips with the camera and framing and helping things run smoothly. It's just been, he's incredibly talented, and he's really helped me along in my process of learning and kind of getting to grips with how production works. And honestly, couldn't have asked for anyone better. Absolutely. We're
sharing some pictures from the from set there. If you listen to this on the audio version, we'll put these on our Facebook page. I met Rob at the workshop weekend. I had a really good chat with him, and he's just a really nice chap to chat to. So absolutely, I'm kind of jealous you got to spend the weekend with him, because he's nice, he's genuine. I'm like, I really enjoy conversing with this fella. Well, as a professional head, when things came up against it, how calm was he? Did he keep things mellow, or was he kind of like, right, people, we need people in places and stuff? How was that for? Was it stressful?
He's so chill. No, not at all. He kept things running smoothly as you'd hope, but especially working together as a team with him, a team of two, and also with help with everyone else in the production, getting things done smoothly. He was really level-headed, really chilled out. It wasn't stressful at all, really getting things back up and running. And he just, as I said, he knows his stuff. So when things go wrong, he can easily put them right again very, very quickly. So he was perfect.
We've got Kate Harris in the chat. She was obviously there, big part of it, Karen. And she says, all three of you, Sarah, James, Anna, you were all so professional, and you did your stuff smoothly and without a fuss. I loved watching you, James, running backwards with the wheelchair. Sarah, you kept us all on track with our lines, and Anna, you were confident and kept order of that clapperboard. So there you go. You got the voice of approval there from Karen herself. So that's awesome. Now, let's go to you, Sarah. Now, this is something that I didn't even know existed. When it comes to continuity, there needs to be a script supervisor. Is that right? I mean, can you explain the role to people who may not be aware?
So a big part of it is continuity. So like touching hair and picking up something in the right hand at the same time. Also timing the scripts, making sure it's running to the time that they've predicted it to be. But overall, it's making what we shoot editable, so it makes sense when it gets edited.
Something we were talking, my good friend David Raby during Pod Aid, we were talking about a scene out of Gangs of New York where Leonardo DiCaprio's just returned from Ireland or wherever he's been, and he's walking down the road, he's having a conversation, and one minute his satchel's on his shoulder, next minute it's under his arm, then it's on his shoulder, then it's under his arm, and they're just having a conversation, there's nothing going on, so it's flitting between character to character, and they must have just not paid attention. And when it comes to continuity, it's those little things that people pick up on, isn't it?
Yeah, it's because everything is shot out of sequence.
Yeah.
You don't shoot it in order that you see it when it goes on the telly, so it's me that's got to make sure it's done right in the right order.
And you got to put your foot down. Oi, what are you picking up the phone with your left for? You picked it up with your right. Do it properly, yeah?
It may be a little bit nicer than that, but yeah.
That's probably how I do it. This is why I couldn't do your job, Sarah. I'd be like, hey, do you want this to look right or not? No, I wouldn't be at all. I'm afraid of that. But that's the idea. That's what I get, is that you need to make sure that everything ties up. And, when it comes to filming, continuity is really important. And, James, you were talking about lighting and a Pod Aid. Very briefly, I mean, I appreciate some of you guys might not have seen Pod Aid. That's why I've got a green beard, by the way. I probably should have explained that. I've got a green beard. We did Pod Aid 2 days ago. When it comes to like hair and beard and things like this, where people may not look the same as what they did 2 weeks ago, so everything's got to look perfect. The lighting might not be different. And is that coming to you as well? Do you have to go back and look at those shots, make sure it all ties up?
Yeah, so I was taking pictures of all the cast before they started shooting, so I can look back at those and make sure everything matches up.
Now, put your hands up in the chat if you realise that was a thing, because I didn't. So that's fantastic. That's wonderful. That's how much detail goes into this. We got some lovely chat messages coming in before we get over to Anna. Rocking Horse Media themselves have messaged and said, nothing that myself or any of our screen talents are getting to do would be possible without all you guys. Sorry, my head's a bit fried. And Julie Brickwell's in the chat. She says, not the easiest job. There are also lots of continuity spoons that just look out for mistakes. Yes, there is. And Kate says, my beard suits me. Thank you. We were at Oktoberfest last night. I was walking around. People just kept grabbing my beard. It's crazy. I'll be walking around. It's crazy. Like people touching it and stuff. So I quite like it. Last year I shaved it off. I thought, no, I'm not doing it. But this year I'm going for it. I'm owning this beard. Gareth is in the chat. He says, we'd be lost without all of you guys. Me and I, for one, check with Sarah after every Izzy rant to make sure it's where it needs to be. Me or Orla literally wrote and rehearsed the scenes, and we still don't know what's going on, like Sarah does. So you are on it, Sarah. You're constantly just paying attention.
Yeah, watching the script, making sure that they're saying the right lines, watching the monitor to make sure that, it looks right on the monitor, the boom's not in shot, that sort of thing.
Wow. And what if
as well?
What if they stray off? Because I know sometimes some actors, they like to improv a little bit, maybe add a little thing, and some of those things have made it into movies. So maybe they stray away from the script a little bit. Are you waving your hands in the background, or do you have to just let them get on with it and then afterwards be like, no, you didn't say that right, and see if it sticks?
I let them finish it. Gareth has said that as long as all the main points are being hit with Izzy's rants, then he leaves that up to her to, go with it. But yeah, as long as nothing major is missed out, then I think that's okay.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. The great and powerful Bob Mackins in the chat, he says, second that, Kate. Anna was our runner on Friday when we were doing headshots for 30 performing arts stars at Derwin. Did one with me as well. We should have done one with a green beard. It would have been great. She did an amazing job of organising and herding everyone. Kathy Chilton's in the chat as well. She says, I love the beard. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mom. Yeah. Some people might have been like, "Oh, I'm not tuning into that guy. Look at his face." And she says, "Well done, Anna. The runner is crucial."
Thank you, Mom.
And Kate Harris is laughing. I think she's laughing at me and my ridiculous comments about my beard. Anna, how did you enjoy the weekend? Was it fun?
Yeah, I can remember most parts that I just that everybody just told me that all you have to do is keep rubbing off where it says slate, and then after changing each different take, which took up to, Gareth said, less than it usually does. So I was like, oh, it must be because I'm here for some reason. I just had that in my brain.
Obviously did a smashing job. You actually did a great job. And you are working with Rocking Horse as part of work experience for Derwent College. How did you come across this? Obviously, I know there was the workshops at Derwent, wasn't there, where Orla and Dean and everyone come to see you guys. As soon as you saw what was going on with Henry House and Rocking Horse, was it something that you really wanted to do?
Well, Gareth, when it was Izzy versus Jess, I got to do some parts in that with a different student who's now doing not doing performing arts and is in a different pathway. And then after we had some workshops that Gareth wanted me back in, and then did more of those, and now I've got it each Sunday.
That means you impressed him. You impressed him with your passion. So that's why you got that. You did a great job, and it sounds like doing that's an important role. The clapper.
Yeah, I said that I've seen them in films, and I was like, oh, that's something that I can tick off my bucket list.
I think there's a few people probably in the chat. I mean, get in the chat, folks, if you agree with me. That's always one to go, and scene one, action, or be a part of all that, So you've done that. Well done. You've done something I've never done, Kate has also put, James has a good eye for focus. Yes. Well done, James. I've got to explain as well. Me and James worked together for Pod Aid. I went to Lincoln Davis and we recorded some contextual sort of videos to show people what it was we were fighting for. Lincoln Davis, obviously, they have the centre, which is where people go for chemo or for cancer treatment, and across the way they have the fundraising office as well. So we were there for a few hours. Oh, it wasn't even that. It was like 2 hours, wasn't it, James? It wasn't that long a day. But we went around the ward. You got to see the CT scanner, and you got to see parts of the hospital you don't usually see, really, if you're really, really poorly. And James was fantastic. I asked him to do some walking shots of the clinic, and he filmed us when we were doing some interviews. And what was really nice was that James really took that on board. I mean, we were recording little snippets, weren't we, like 3 or 4 minute snippets. And you were like, this is a different world to me. I'm used to recording really long shots for TV or what have you.
Yeah.
So different things. Trying to.
Absolutely.
Julie says, James, you seem to have the full kit there in your bedroom, in your room. It's a podcaster in the making. Is that what you're doing? Are you a podcaster? You like make podcasts?
Well, I do other content for YouTube, so mostly gaming stuff. So very, very different. But yeah, over the years, it all builds up and it gets out of hand, and you suddenly have a billion different wires going in different places. But it's
gaming streamers I've got a lot of respect for, because if you can play a game really well whilst entertaining people live, that's just brilliant. I think it's great. Gareth's in the chat. He says, James, despite being on work experience less than a month ago, has impressed that much with his ability as a focus puller that I won't even attempt to do any tracking scenes, shots without him supporting Rob now. It's fantastic. Julie says, no singing then, James. Well, surprise. James is going to give us a...
We didn't agree to this. It's Alex.
Guys, if you have any questions for our guests today and you're in the chat and you're watching, please just get them in. We can ask them as we go. Now, there's been lots of talk about the crowdfunder at the moment that's been going on with Rocking Horse. Of course, these things aren't cheap, and they're making this thing properly. I went to Gareth's last week to pick up cameras and test cameras, and there's these massive lighting rigs all just set up in his living room, as you do, and these things aren't cheap. So I want to say thank you to everybody that's donated so far to the crowdfunder. It's done amazingly well. It's reached £1,500. But what Gareth is going to do now, Gareth's going to throw the link in the chat for the crowdfunder, just in case we can make a few more quick, because I don't have the link. I forgot. So what we're going to do, I'm going to play a video from the weekend and take a look at this. Here we go.
Cut perfect.
What was that, guys? Can somebody explain to me what that was?
Okay, since I was in the video, I might as well say.
Yes.
So Gareth wanted us to, for all of the performing arts students, because of doing different things for taking headshots, because that's all of that's most of the performing arts lot, and he wanted all of the performing arts lot to say "Welcome to Henry House," so that it's like being made aware. I think that because of shooting at Derwin, that he must have had the idea of asking all the performing arts students to say "Welcome to Henry House," because most of it's been shot here already.
It's a very nice scene. I like it, and I can't wait to see what they do with that post production, because things like that can feel a bit silly at the time, can't they? But when you see what they can do with things with post production, slowing things down, adding a bit of lighting, bit of it just the way the angle that they film at, sometimes they can take something like that and make it look really, really special. So no pressure, Gareth, but I really want to see what you're doing with that. Rob's in the chat, everybody. The DOP, Director of Photography. Hi, Rob. No, I was saying it was nice to chat to you at the workshop, and I was jealous I couldn't get to see you at the weekend, maybe soon. Kathy as well, she's in the chat. Coming over lovely and clear, guys. Thank you. It makes a change. Usually my internet's like, oh, you want to do a podcast, do you? Wow, so that's a shame. And it usually drops out. So we're doing all right. And Alex Cham, she says, nice insight, Anna. Lovely. I think the fact that you guys are doing something that inspires you and that you're obviously passionate about is really sort of coming out, when you're talking about something you really, really like, I think it makes the conversation a bit easier. What I want to talk about, I've got to give you guys a heads up before we went into this, before we start. I want to talk about like why you are doing what you're doing. Is there someone in the world of TV, movie, or theatre that has inspired you to step into the TV world, want to become a cameraman, want to sit there and make sure the script runs well, or even just be around that environment or the industry? Is there somebody that inspires you? And get in the chat as well. Is there somebody out there that inspired you to do what you do? We'll start with you, James. As soon as cameraman is kind of like, it's one of those things. I mean, like, you can look at cinematography and there's so many fine examples of people that have just been offered some beautiful shots, Who inspired you?
I guess it's shifted over a few years, but originally the classics like Star Wars, George Lucas, especially like the creative minds behind that and how they put everything together. But more recently, I would say Jordan Peele, that whole crew that put together films like Get Out and Nope, top tier stuff. Really watching those and seeing, especially behind the scenes, I watch a lot of behind the scenes footage and seeing how they put everything together just makes me want to get out there and do it, really. So, yeah.
Jordan Peele's a funny one because I love Key and Peele. I love Key and Peele. That show is just so. If you've never seen it, it's on Amazon. It's a sketch show back from when Jordan Peele was more of a stoner writing comedy sketches rather than the serious director that he is now. And some of the stuff he would make would just look fantastic, but just be really, really silly. And then he starts making things that are just low key cultural hits, like cultural phenomena, like Get Out. That tear scene is now called classic, isn't it? That is something that people know what it is as soon as they see it. Mika, aka Beyonce, says woof. That means hi from him. Have you thought of advertising on the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast? It's a great way to organically tell people about your business. our listener base is growing all the time. At the moment, we are averaging around 1,500 downloads a month, which is a great number. We have a great mix in demographic, and most of our listeners are in and around Shropshire. We are a community interest company, so any money that we make goes straight back into the show. We want to help local independent businesses, so we don't charge an awful lot. If you would like to advertise on my show, please get in contact with me. My email is shrewsburybiscuitpodcast@gmail.com or message us on Facebook or Instagram. Advertise on the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast and be heard. What about you, Sarah? Is there somebody in the movie world that sort of inspires you, or a movie franchise?
No one in particular. I mean, it was only a couple of months ago I discovered this role existed. Bit of a story. Me and my husband won a walk-on part in Doc Martin, and part of the prize was stay on set all day, see behind the scenes, speak to everybody, meet everybody. And their script supervisor stuck out to me, what they were doing. I was like, who's that with the stopwatch? What are they doing? And after that, I just researched it, and here I am, a couple of months later.
That's fantastic. I love that, being around, just being on set and absorbing all that. Because you can be an observer of something, can't you? You can sit there and watch something happen. You can sit there and be like, do you know what? I really like the Foo Fighters, but never go and learn the guitar. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? That makes sort of sense to be around and enjoy that music. Yeah. But to actually go there and be a part of that scenery and to be part of the machine that works out, that's a really...
I didn't know so many people. Yeah, I didn't know so many people were involved in making what we see on telly. It's crazy.
Me neither. When I turned up to the shot of the feature film, the Izzy versus Jess, Ado in college, I was like, "What is his job? What are they doing? Why are there so many people crowded into this little room?" It was just insane to see. And I saw Luke Allen doing what you were doing now. He had a thing. He was writing constantly. And I was like, "This is the quietest I've ever heard Luke Allen be. What's distracting him so much?" And he sort of explained to me. Okay, so we've got some comments coming in. The soaps inspired Anna. Is that right, Anna? Do you like your soaps, dear?
I absolutely love Coronation Street and I love Hollyoaks.
Oh, wow.
For Corrie, I first watched it when I was age, I think around 13. And because of how many different things has happened in it. So when I was in if I was age 15, then after that would be year 10, we had to learn about grooming because the soaps literally helped me learn. So one of my favourite actresses at that point, Lucy Fallon, she was doing a grooming storyline, and the way that when my teacher talked about one of the parts of grooming, it scared me. So I was like, do you mind if I learn this in my own way with the soaps? And then after she said, that's entirely up to you, Anna. So she said, yeah. And I wrote down about all the things that was happening to remember of what people can do with grooming, in different ways, even in the Hollyoaks. That it doesn't have to be about for example, a male adult or a woman adult grooming a child. It can also be even with racism, turning people against people just because they might be black, because I've seen that in Hollyoaks as well.
Yeah, it's always interesting how soaps take, a storyline and they kind of hide little PSAs in there, personal service, or they kind of oh, what's really, really touching at the moment? What's the things that we need to speak about at the moment? And it's a bit like hiding your broccoli in amongst your food. You kind of you're thinking you're eating your dinner and you're like, oh, you're enjoying this, but really you're like, oh my God, grooming's a serious thing, guys, and that's very clever how they do that. And soaps are very clever at making very iconic characters, people that have been there for decades. When you think of EastEnders and your Doc Cottons and Coronation Streets with your David Platts, and there's so many people that you look at someone, you think, oh, they're from Coronation Street, or they're from EastEnders. Are there any iconic characters that you love to see on screen?
I love seeing love seeing Haitian Mystery on Hollyoaks. Because I used Twitter, so there was one of the times where I was technically trying to ask her how can I ask for an autograph of her, and because Hollyoaks is all about inclusivity with people that are disabled as well as people that don't have disabilities on there. I said that she was my favourite, and I said, how can I ask you for an autograph? She helped me by doing that, and then after she wrote on the back of one of them saying, "To Anna, thank you for the lovely letter. It's so nice to hear how much you like Yasmin and enjoy Hollyoaks. Your disability doesn't define you. You are a beautiful soul, Haitian Mystery." And I thought that has made my day. That has, from her writing it on the back of one of the soap cards.
I can understand why that would inspire you a lot. I think that would inspire a lot of people. That's one really nice thing to do.
And one other one, in fact, two others, because I've managed to get these two people into college. Sam Retford, who people would know off of either Ackley Bridge playing Corey Wilson or Coronation Street playing Curtis Delamere, who was Emma's boyfriend, who turned out to be a bad un. And I got those two people into college from I got Jay Shree, who's a Hollyoaks writer, into college through using Twitter, and I thought she was relatable for performing arts slash because of Hollyoaks, it's more inclusive with disabilities. I thought she could be a good one to come into college. And then with Sam Retford, because my second cousins know his nan, he has a brother who's in a wheelchair, so he was also a good one to bring into college as well. Nice. And he knows loads of signing as well. So it gave good publicity to the college as well.
I used to do a podcast where I used to speak to celebrities, but I don't do it anymore. Yeah, I needed someone like you. We can go out and find people to come on my show. Well done. I used to write to people and they'd never get back to me. We've got some comments coming through which are really nice. Rob's still in the chat. He says, thanks for the kind words, James. Remind me to give you that $5 next weekend.
It was 10, wasn't it, Rob? Not 5.
I think it goes up in interest, right? Every day it goes up. Yeah. Kathy's in the chat. She says,
real life stories.
Real life stories that the viewer could identify with. Yes, very, very good. Alex says, so interesting to hear different sources of inspiration. Yeah, I mean, my inspiration is a guy called Kevin Smith. If you're a filmmaker and you follow indie filmmakers, you probably know his name. He made the movie Clerks and Jay and Silent Bob. He's very well known, but I like him more because he's one of the pioneers for podcasting. You know, he's like one of the original ones to take a podcast and blow it into something absolutely astronomical. So that's why I love him. And I've got pictures of him and autographs there's a Funko Pop that's just fallen down my desk with his autograph as well. So I love him very much. Julie says Hollyoaks is the best, Anna. She agrees with you. And Shona Jones, who's always in the chat, especially when all is here, she says, hope the podcast is going well, closing up our shop. Sorry to miss this one. Love and thanks to all. It's all coming together really well. It really is. I'm really impressed. Alex again says, interesting link between different serious topics. Yes, that's what soaps do. Kathy as well, she says, great for during college. Those guests, they absolutely are. And Alex again says, Anna, you are inspiring me. Hope loads of people are watching and listening. This is what we're doing. We might be making future filmmakers while we're doing this podcast. Well, back to set, because obviously this weekend was really important because it's the first sort of foundations to what's going to be one of the most important bits of film I think Gareth's made, because all rides, not say all rides on this TV pilot, but it kind of like, if it's really, really impressive and it, you know, people like it, it might get greenlit for a TV show. So it's got to be perfect. I've got a behind the scenes shot here that we got sent in, and maybe James afterwards can explain to us what's going on.
We good, yeah? Yeah. Right, turn over.
Can you see that?
Not on my end, no.
Let's try that again, shall we? I don't know what happened.
If not, you just have to explain it to me, and then I'll try my best.
Right.
Over to you.
Load it up this time.
Yeah? Yeah. Right, turn over.
Right, I'll tell you what we'll do. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and upload it to the studio. It's because it's trying to upload from my laptop as a third party. We'll upload this very quickly. But what I'll talk about is, James, was there anything that challenged you at the weekend? Was there anything you thought, oh my God, this is a bit much, and you've actually gone away and learned about?
I'd say, well, yeah, for me, definitely more technical stuff with camera. You can sit me down and I can point and shoot and I can say, okay, rule of thirds, that shot looks nice, whatever. But the actual technical side, which Rob knows a lot more about than I do, is probably the biggest challenge, because there's a lot that goes on inside a camera that you don't know about until you're hands-on with it. And, you know, I've learned a lot more about different settings that I could bore you with for ages, but just the main point is, yeah, it's just there's a lot going on that I really didn't know the ins and outs of in terms of technical stuff. So yeah, it's just been really eye-opening for me in that term.
Which is really, really handy when, I don't know, you want to set up a 24-hour podcast with a camera with I don't know, Gareth from Rockin' Horse, and you only have an hour to do it, because we had a nightmare setting up that studio. I'm so grateful for Gareth for being so patient with me, because he was trying to set the camera up for continuous shot, because we used one of his cameras for the whole 24 hours, and to get it to work, it had to be put right. So here's me going, have you tried switching it off and switching it on again? And there's a Gareth, the expert, going, just shut up, Whiteley, I'll deal with it. You know, it's he didn't put it like that. He's very polite. This video is uploaded to the studio now. Let's have a look at this.
Over to you. We good, yeah? Yeah. Right, turn over.
Turn in.
Sound speed.
Roll 1, slate 11, take 4.
All positions. Action.
Alan, what's happened?
He's only gone and done it.
Anna, that was some good work from you. You had to be quick to get out of there, didn't you?
Yeah, they said, Gareth was literally like this, don't worry, we'll make sure as soon as you're out of the shot line, we'll start filming, so don't feel pressure. And I was like, don't feel pressure. Don't feel pressure. And that calmed me down.
James, that looked like a health and safety hazard. Just like, you know, just throw the rule book out the window. Like,
there's a lot going on in that video. The main shot was getting that the shot of the two leads running down the corridor, and hats off to them for accommodating the setup we had there. But it was it was our DOP Rob sitting in the wheelchair and me running backwards, trying to keep it stable so I don't accidentally kill him as we go down the corridor. So we run through that a few times, as you saw, and then our sound technician, not the right word, but you get the picture. Chloe was like, well, we can hear your footsteps in the audio, so just take your shoes off and we'll run it again. So that added into the mix. Well, if I run over my own feet, that's going to be pretty painful. And then I've also got to worry about not killing Rob. But overall, it was a lot of fun. I can't lie. It was a lot of fun.
As a test of using your improvisational skills, I think it was very impressive. I'm sure Rob loved it. He didn't. I mean, what does he have to do? Sit there and just point a camera while you're dragging him down a corridor? Sarah, how many takes did that take?
Oh, no? I don't know. Without my notes in front of me,
was it a lot? Was it a lot?
I don't think it was, because we did different angles on it, different setups. So there was a few setups, but not many takes from what I can remember.
It was enough to time me out. It was enough to time me out.
James like, yeah, that's really easy. Yeah, good. I totally get it. Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm glad I wasn't there. I'm really sorry. I had an art festival to do for 2 days. We set up a studio. It was a really cool weekend, but you know, I love working with you guys. Next one we'll get to. And you know what? I guarantee you, absolutely guarantee you that that Orla and Dean, aka Izzy and Aled, knocked out of the park every scene. I mean, Gareth sent me over one of the scenes that Orla just absolutely nailed. She sent, as a producer, he thought I should see it, and I looked at it and I thought, what a genius. And I didn't mean to she's just fantastic. And if she was at Pod Aid, her and Dean came on, and it was live again, and I was kind of like bloating her ego, but not to be obnoxious, not to be oh my god, you're so fantastic, thank you for coming on the show. But like, I picked it to pieces, that scene, and one of the things I got out of it is she did this really complicated thing where Izzy's doing one of her rants, but she's getting sentimental at the same time. So she's doing her rant, she's getting sentimental, so she's making you sort of giggle but feel bad about it at the same time. Sad, but and that's not easy to do. She got really embarrassed when I said that about it, but well done. All I'm saying, the reason I'm saying that is if you are kind of just watching this develop from the outside, you've got something really special to look forward to, because the acting quality in this is just phenomenal. It really is phenomenal, and the crew that we're building, again, adds something really special to it. Anna, I'm very impressed with your work. Honestly, that clapper and getting there out of there, like, you sounded professional, you sounded clear, and you got out there and made sure everybody got their job done.
Gareth just said to me, "Don't worry, we will make sure as soon as you move out the way, we'll start rolling." And after, I was like, because I thought, oh my god, do I have to start rolling as soon as possible? And then I said, no, as soon as you move, we'll make sure that we start rolling. So I was like, oh, that's calming. That's really calming.
So where's Anna? Oh, we've run her over. Oh my gosh. Right, we've got a few shots from the scene. Some we've seen before, but I'm going to take a look at some of these now. Anna, there's you doing. That's my dream job. I always wanted to do that. So you live in the dream there. The clapper. Well done. And then we've got Izzy there, Orla, doing her thing. And that's the scene I saw. And it's absolutely phenomenal. We can't share it with you. It's a bit too close to sort of spoilers, but it's fantastic. Smiles, looking at the script.
Yeah.
And then Sarah, Rob and you, Sarah. It looks like Gareth's leaning to go, really? And you're going, yes, really. In there, and he's kind of like, okay, we'll do it again. We've got James there, cradling that camera like a baby.
It's I get scared every time I hold it, because if I drop that, no.
Yeah, that's an expensive day of work. There's Rob and James. I've always saw that earlier. Wonderful picture. I take it these pictures were taken by Bob. No. That's a wonderful shot. Everybody behind you. Everybody smiles. Yeah, I love that. It's fantastic. That's just wonderful. I love that I love the composition of that shot. I mean, everybody's a bit blurred in the background, but you get the idea. It's like, that's the team. That's the crew. Dream team. There you go, Anna.
Yeah.
Your thing again.
Well,
Did you catch it? Did you catch any fingers in that board? Or was that all right? You don't have any issues?
They caught one of my nails, but no, otherwise not really.
Good. There's Rob paying close attention to what's on the camera there. And like I said, the guys that are listening to the audio version of this podcast will put all these pictures on Facebook. And then there's Dean and Orla running down. Should I say, Aled and Izzy running down the corridor, the smiles on their face. And there's a really artsy picture there of Orla. And then we have Bob and Gareth hard at it there, chatting away. And then there's one last hit on here with Karen, Bob, and Gareth. Looking at what's on camera. Looks like Karen's going, see, you need to go to the left a little bit. And Bob's like, do I really? And Gareth's like, yeah, you do, kind of. I love these. I mean, we've got some comments here talking about it's really nice to see. Alex says, loving all these behind the scenes stuff. It's really nice to see, because how often do you get such an in-depth look at something as it's being made, where we can sit and talk to members of the cast and the crew as it's being made? I mean, I know you might see TV shows, some of the behind the scenes shots, but to actually sit and discuss them, it's kind of unique. We're in a very unique position right here. Kathy, it says, well done, Gareth. Yes, well done, Gareth. Great pics. Was it Bob Mackin that took those pictures? Looks like Bob's work.
Yeah.
Kathy says, lovely pic. They all were fantastic. Love the clapperboard pic, Kathy says. And fantastic photography, Bob. So you guys did a fantastic job. Are you guys going to be part of filming the next weekend?
Yeah.
Yes? Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I've got to ask you though, Sarah, when you go from one weekend to another weekend, and like you said, you got to look after that continuity. The starting point, where it ended here, it's got to start here. How complicated is that, or is it just a lot more simpler than what it seems?
Take the right notes, and it should be okay. Take the right notes, take the right pictures, and it should be okay.
And then when it comes to self-care, I mean, people got to look the same. The hair and, with me, Alex had a green beard 2 weeks ago and I go diet again. All right. If somebody turns up on the set and they don't look right, what have we got to do? Have we got to break out the razor or how does that work?
Yeah, you just got to make sure your beard's the right length. I was taking pictures of bowls of crisps to make sure that the bowl's in the right point in the right direction and the right amount of crisps.
That's when everybody started eating the crisps instead before we even filmed any of it.
There's nothing worse when you see someone. Good. When someone's like drinking a drink and it's like halfway, then it's empty, then it's full, then it's halfway again. Yeah, really important. Bob's in the chat. He says, thanks all. Great subjects for pictures. Yeah, you can say that the subjects are great, but really, it's all about the photographer. We know this. And Alex says, exactly, Alex. Thank you. Someone agrees with me. I'll read discussions with the crew and cast. I am loving what is going on with Rocking Horse at the moment. And so should you. If you're watching this after the fact, if this is the first time you've tuned into Horses and Biscuits, from the very beginning, the only reason that this podcast exists and my partnership with Rocking Horses exists is because I saw something very special with what is happening here. There's something that's going on, not just across Shropshire, across the whole of the UK. There are people coming from all over the place. I think Rob is coming from Chester every week or something. There's people come from Liverpool, from down south, to come and film and wants to be part of this. The partnership with Derwent is really important because that opens a bridge for welcoming in people from all kinds of backgrounds and offering opportunities to everybody, and that's really important. So, I'm really excited. James, have you got any messages or comments you want to say to your fellow cast and crewmates?
Everyone's just been amazing, to be honest. Everyone just gets along really well, helps you out with anything you need, and I can't wait to work with you guys again.
Fantastic. Sarah?
Yeah, same. We had a brilliant weekend, first weekend of shooting. Looking forward to the next one. Everybody mucks in, all hands to the deck if needed. There's no egos. Everybody gets on. It's really good fun.
Fantastic. And Anna, have you got any comments?
Orla, you're like a big sister to me when I'm on set. even when I'm nervous, you're always looking there saying, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" and making sure that I am okay. So thank you so much for that. That really boosts my confidence up. And then seeing all of the background stuff, like from James and Sarah and everybody else, that you just see how much effort is being put in, even when you're not even though you don't even see the behind stuff.
Wonderful. That's really nice. That is. We've got a few final comments coming in, and Kathy says, "I have to say this podcast comes across as very professional and delivered brilliantly by Alex." Well, thank you very much. I got to explain that this mess in the background doesn't usually exist. I did a 24-hour long podcast, hence the green beard. I haven't had time to unpack everything, so I just chucked it in the corner. We were at Oktoberfest last night. Sorry. Oh, see, there you go. So I haven't had a chance to sort my life out yet. I look terrible. This is a Lincoln Davis t-shirt. They gave me this to say thank you for Pod Aid, so I wore that for a reason. But thank you for your kind comment. Alex says, beautifully hosted. Oh my gosh, beautifully hosted, Alex, with great contributions from James, Sarah, and Anna. What a great team. You guys have been the stars today. Absolutely. Julie says, with all of the crew working behind the scenes, you are the backbone of the production. The characters cannot do it without a good team. So well done so far. And Alex says, we're all feeling the love. I totally agree. And Gareth says, if we're celebrating the unsung heroes, then we should also say thank you to Alex for everything you do. Oh, come on. Come on. Everyone has been fantastic. How do you do compliments? Because I kind of like, people, oh, you did a great job. I'm like,
yeah, pretty much.
Change the subject. Moving on.
I was walking to I was doing a panning shot of all the film the food stalls at Oktoberfest last night in Shrewsbury, and as I was doing that shot, some guy was like, "Shrewsbury Biscuit," and I was like, "What?" And he looked and he's like, "All right," and I was like, "Hi," and I got really embarrassed. He recognised me, and I was just kind of like, "Thank you." It's really weird, isn't it? It's really weird how we do with these things. But the whole reason we put these guys together today is so that next time you look at a piece of TV, next time you're looking at film, you will take a look at the credits and take a real look at those folks that are working the cameras, working the lights, the makeup, making sure that everything runs. If something's really bad, blame the person that's like Sarah. That's looking at the script. You know, that's the person that's at fault there. Also, if it runs great, thanks, Sarah. You know. The person that makes sure that Sarah's got all the notes that she needs from what scenes and whatnot, the clapperboard. That's where it all comes from. There's notes on there that goes on the piece of paper. So well done, Anna. James, camera work. Camera work is so important because if you film it from the wrong direction, the light is off. If you use the wrong type of camera with the wrong format, it doesn't quite go. And shots like that, running down a corridor with a wheelchair, absolute talent, absolute talent. So. Thank you so much for being you guys. Right, what we're going to do is we'll go. We're going to take leave because it's been 52 minutes. Thank you so much for your comments. Kate says, I bought mead from a festival because Alex had tried it on the podcast. You're an influencer. Oh my God, yeah. I've still got a bit of that left. It's Nidhogg and mead. It's fantastic, right? You enjoy that? And Rob says, here is my quick acting show reel. That's in the comments there. You guys enjoy that. We can't play that on here, obviously, because the link doesn't work. Take a look at that and enjoy it. Right, thank you so much for joining me, guys. If you need to know more about what's going on Rocking Horse, go to rockinghorsemedia.co.uk and you can keep up to date with everything that's going on there. Also follow them on all kinds of social media. You still got comments coming through. She says it's lovely. Mead's fantastic. Thank you guys for your stick behind when the outro is finished. I want to say thank you to you properly. But for now, we'll catch you till next time. Peace out. Bye.